Let's get it. Let's get All right, y'all. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I am your host. I am your host for the evening, Coach Ken Canyon, aka the doctor, aka the professor. And as I always say, I am not a doctor because I have a PhD or an MD. I am the doctor because people come to me in pain and I help get them out of pain. Hey, Regina, what's good? Thank you for joining me. Hey, Regina, where are you checking in from? Where are you checking in from? Thank you. All right, y'all. We're about to, hey, Samantha, what's good? All right. All right, y'all. I got something good for y'all tonight. So, y'all know I tell y'all stories. And tonight, one of the things I do as a coach, like I'm not biased. I don't really care about bashing people. I don't bash men, don't bash women. What I do is I tell you what and I tell you why. I tell you what to do, but I tell you why to do it. I tell you what's going on, but I tell you why it's going on. I tell you what a person is doing, and I tell you why they're doing it. And so for me, it's always my job as a coach is to educate you on the why behind the what. That makes me a lot different from everybody else because many people you are listening to don't understand the psychology of the human, don't understand human psychology. And because they don't understand human psychology, all right, because they don't understand human psychology, then they oftentimes get it wrong. Now, so tonight we're going to talk about a subject that one of my students came to me and she was all in love, all this, all that. And so she wanted to know, Coach, it's so good. I like it. Yes, I sound like a preacher. I am a preacher of this gospel, the word of God, and I am a believer. The word of God says that we all are ministers of the gospel. And the truth is, I am too. But my gospel, and God has ordained it, that I help people repair, restore, and revive their relationships. Because if you think about it, God made us all social beings. That's why we have social media. That's why we have social platforms, because we as human beings were designed to interact. And so what we're going to do is tonight, we're going to talk about one of my clients asked me, she told me all these things that the guy was doing. And I said, I believe that he's cheating. She was like, what? I said, I began to explain to her the things that men say when they're cheating. So last time I was on, I talked about what women do. And so I don't ever want you to think I'm not even handed. And what I do, I'm very even handed. And so tonight, I'm going to talk about what men say when they're cheating. For those of you who watched my show last night, I'm on MTV, Caught in the Act, Unfaithful, Caught in the Act. I'm on a hit TV show. I am a co-star as the main relationship coach. I don't know if anybody saw it last night, but the show is centered around infidelity or cheating. Okay, we got millions of viewers each week, but a lot of stuff you don't see behind the scenes that caused it, because you can only put so much in an hour-long show. But tonight, I'm going to talk about what men say when they're cheating. So last night, it was about a woman cheating, but we have men cheating. So tonight, going to be about men cheating. But before I jump into that, I'd love to know what's your name and where you're checking in from so that I can properly acknowledge you. Because the truth is, you could be anywhere in the world, but you are here with me tonight. Hey, out of the box, it was a good show last night, wasn't it? Wasn't it good? It was good. It was a good show. I ain't gonna lie. And I thought it had a lot of messaging in it. Had a lot of messaging in it. And a lot of times when you cheat, you don't just hurt one person, you hurt two or more than two. All right, we got Jackie from Chicago in the building. All right. And who else we got? Jackie from Chicago. All right, y'all, tell me where you calling from. I need you. We got Diamond from Kentucky. What's up, Diamond? Yours truly. We got Danielle from Seattle in the building. All right, thank you, Danielle. We got April Showers from the a.k.a. Atlanta. We got out of the box. It says from Virginia. What part? We got Carla. Hey, Carla. Carla Mills. Hey, Carla. Carla from Tennessee in the building. We got Maddie Johnson from Miami in the building. We've got Sharon Grant from Pennsylvania in the building. Who else we got? Letitia, one of my students from California, in the building. Out of the box, you from Richmond. We got Fresno, Madeira, okay, in California. Hey, Tammy Scott. Hey, right? What's up? Glad you could join me tonight. Anybody else? Now, so, all right, we got Ruth from Kansas City in the building. Who else we got? Anita from Knightdale in the building. That's Knightdale, North Carolina, y'all, in the building. Anybody else? So, and thank you for all of those who have joined me, and I appreciate you. So what we're going to do is let's get busy. So I wanted to tell you something. So I'm on a show, as I said, I'm on a show called Caught in the Act. And the show exposes people who cheat in relationships. All right. And so one of my clients, actually, Sunshine from Detroit. Thank you, Sunshine. We got Stacy. What's that? Stacy from Texas in the building. Thank you. All right. I got all my platforms up, y'all. Y'all can't see everybody. Some on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube, but I rigged this thing up pretty nicely where I can do all of my platforms in one time. So thank you, Betty. Thank you from California. All right. So tonight we're going to talk about what men say when they're cheating. And you guys know I'm even-handed. I talk about women, I talk about men. And my goal is to always get people to level up. I don't dog anybody. I simply empower people to be better. And one of the empowering things that I wanted to do was I wanted to show people that there is a method to human behavior. There is a psychology behind it, and there is a methodology behind it. And so my client came to me and she was ecstatic. She was all ecstatic about, you need my help, Big Tro, stay to the end. And I'm going to show you how all of you can get me to coach you. All right. But one of my students, and she was all excited, and I taught her how to date. But A lot of times, y'all, when you teach somebody something and you start feeling good and you want to go rogue, you want to do what coach taught you. Because when you do what coach taught you, many of my clients, when they do what I teach them, they get in relationships, they repair the relationships, they get in deeper relationships, and they avoid heartache. But when you begin to go rogue, when you begin to feel good about the relationship, because how do you know there is a feeling? Because what happens is, and I explained her, I said, let me tell you what's happening to you. You have what we call the love cocktail is being released in your body. The love cocktail is the combination of dopamine. Dopamine is a hormone, the feel good hormone. It's when you feel good. It's like the person who gets a dopamine when you put up a post and people like your post and they tell you you're great. You get a dopamine hit. It is a hormone that is released that makes you feel good. And so now, when you feel good about the person, when you see their name come up on your text, you get a dopamine hit. And then there is the other hormone part of this love cocktail that is called oxytocin. Now, oxytocin is a hormone that is released. It is what we call the bonding chemical. It is so powerful because it is the same hormone that is released when a mother has a baby and they breastfeed the baby. That is the reason why they want the baby to suck on the mother's breast. So the mother and the baby, that's why they try to get the baby to the mother as quickly as possible. Okay, as quickly as humanly possible, because they want the mother, that bonding chemical, to happen, to be released in the mother, and now the baby bonds and the mother bonds. The mother released this chemical. So that is the second part of the love cocktail. Then the third part of the love cocktail that is released in your body when you begin to think he is the one is the serotonin. What the serotonin does, it makes you feel calm. It makes you feel, you know that when you just relax into it, oh my God, this feels so good. And these, so these three hormones are released in your body when you get in a relationship, i.e., you call it catching feelings. You say, I'm catching feelings in the relationship. I'm catching feelings, right? And so because you're catching feelings, really what's really happening to you is this release of hormones that makes you feel a certain way, that makes you believe certain things, that make you act in a certain way. Now, when this cocktail is released, if you don't do what Coach Ken tells you and you rely on your emotions, you're going to miss many things, and that is why you get in wrong relationships. That is why you get with people who use you. That is why you get in relationships where you look back and you say, I didn't know the person would happen, because you allowed this love cocktail to influence your decisions. Ooh, we just getting started. And so what my client was, I said, you're experiencing the love cocktail. That is the reason why, you ever notice how when you get in a relationship at the beginning, they call it the honeymoon stage. The reason they call it the honeymoon stage is because that's when he can do no wrong, you can do no wrong. That's why during the honeymoon stage, you don't notice that he chooses the way he chooses. You don't know his head got a few knots in it. You just think that he's perfect, or he thinks the same way about you. All right. During the honeymoon stage, they say anywhere from 0 to 18 months, the honeymoon stage happens. Now, this honeymoon stage happens when you are guided, influenced by this hormone, by this love cocktail. Now, the problem with the love cocktail is the love cocktail, it cannot stay in your body like that. It cannot be produced en masse like that for an extended period of time. And then we get to the place where the hormones are not released like that. And all of a sudden, you notice things about his behavior. You notice things that he's not acting quite like he ain't quite as fine as you thought he was. He's not quite as articulate as you thought he was, and he don't dress as good as you thought he did. And all of the things that seem like a reason why to stay in, and all of a sudden don't seem like a green flag instead of a red flag. They don't seem so green anymore. And then you go through what we call the power struggle stage. The power struggle stage is when both the man and the woman, I'm talking about man and woman, some of you may be in a relationship with same sex, that's fine. But it's the same thing. But you go through it, and now you begin navigating power structure. You begin navigating things, conflict, things that are wrong. You begin navigating the trauma in your life. You begin navigating, because everybody comes with trauma. Don't ever let somebody fool you. Everybody got trauma of things they had to navigate, because we come in a world that is not perfect. We come here in an imperfect world attempting to navigate it. So everybody comes with baggage. Everybody comes with trauma. Everybody comes with some form of that. Now you begin navigating conflict. You begin navigating attachment style. You begin navigating all of the things that you didn't necessarily navigate at the beginning, because it was masqueraded by this dopamine. Okay. And so my student came to me today. I have 100 people in my academy, and this particular one came to me today, and she was telling me all these things, and I said, it sounds like he's cheating, but you can't see it because you have the love cocktail in you. And I said, what has Coach always taught you about dating is about collecting data. I taught her how to use both parts of her brain, not just the emotional part, but use the logical part too. But then I said, but you chose. You made a conscious choice, because most people don't know what you know. You made a conscious choice to only use one part of your brain. And that one part of your brain will deceive you. Ooh, and I told her, but that's for the end of class. If you stay around to the end of class, I'm going to show you a way that you don't have to make the same mistake. Now, listen, y'all, I'm going to do another one day on women, probably tomorrow, on men. But today I'm just talking about men. All right. So I want to explain this tonight. So I said, okay, let me tell you some of the things that men says, because what I asked her was, what is he saying? So I want to give you 6 things that men say that are cheating. I'm gonna just keep it real, because y'all know Coach King gonna be honest. So now, one of these things may not believe that he may not be cheating. If he's exhibiting one of these things, if he's saying one of these things, he may not be cheating. But listen, but a culmination of more than one. You got 2, okay, but then 3 of them. Come on now. And so let's get started. Number 1, men say when they're cheating, I'm not on social media like that. Notice what the terminology that I just said. I'm not on social media like that. He didn't say I'm not on social media, period. And why do I say that? Because you may want him to talk about the relationship. You may want him to identify you, and maybe your relationship is not a committed relationship, and he doesn't want to identify you. But he says, I'm not on social media like that, which simply means that, I don't share things about my life on social media. And then you look back on the page and he's sharing every other thing about his life. And so again, these things in and of themselves don't mean that he's cheating. I just want to show you a trend. Now listen, y'all, women cheat too. Y'all saw my show last night, many of you, and you saw the woman cheat. But right now we're just talking about men, okay? We're talking about men, and I'll talk about women another day, okay? Second thing is, when he says how you know he's cheating is when he says, we don't need a title, we know who we are. We know what we're doing. We don't need a title. Why do you need a title? Now listen, he may not believe that y'all are in a committed relationship. But here's the problem with it. The problem with it is he doesn't want a title. He doesn't want the responsibility of the title, right? He doesn't want the accountability of the title, but he wants the benefits of the title. So he want to be able to smash when he want to. He wants you to cook when he want to. He wants you to pick up the kids when he want to. He wants the benefits of the relationship, but not the accountability of the relationship. And then when he says things like, we don't need a title, we know what we are, what he's trying to get you to do is compromise and go along with, yeah, I know, you know, and we ain't got nobody else has to know. And the thing is, y'all, let me say this to you. How do you know? When he says, we know, but when you say, like, I'll give you an example of what I told one of my clients. Oh, I told one of my clients, I said, okay, if a man says, look, I don't want to be serious, okay? I said, but this is what you say. You say, I agree we should not be serious. I understand where you are, and I respect you not wanting to be serious, not getting mad. This is what I teach my people. I say, but you know what I'm going to do? If we're not going to be serious, then I don't want to misconstrue or misunderstand what we are. So I'm going to let you date. I'm going to go and date, and we're not going to have sex. We're not going to have sex because we're not serious. I don't want to misconstrue. I don't want to get confused. And then a lot of women don't say anything. They just give up the sex. You know why? Because you're afraid he'll walk away. And here's what I said, and what I say to people. Let me tell you something. If he walks away, sex was the only thing y'all had in common anyway. So I did a video last week and I told you a man wants a woman. A man wants a woman that has a standard. A man wants a woman that has boundaries, but you don't have to tell your boundaries in masculine energy, or you ain't got to say something like, "Oh, you got me fucked up. You got me. You think I'm gonna do?" No, all you have to say is the truth is that I honor what you're saying, but you have to honor what I'm saying too, and I want to honor myself, and I want you to go off and do what you're gonna do, and y'all, it may hurt, but the truth is, you value you, which means your value in his eyes is going to go up. He may not be in a position to want to be in that type of relationship, and that's okay, because many of you are not in positions to be in that relationship. When a man comes along who may want to be serious, and you might be like, well, I ain't trying to get with him like that. Y'all, it is not just men, and let's not be disingenuous. Men ain't the only one out here cheating. Let's not be disingenuous, y'all, because women are too. Can we be honest? Can we stop acting like that men are the only ones? No, y'all, I see it every single day. So what I have to do is be even-handed in the way that I do it. Number three, the third way to know that he may be cheating, is he says something like this: I am a private person. I don't like people in my business. And he says that in context of, I don't necessarily want to introduce you to people in my life. I don't want to introduce you to friends. I don't want to introduce you to people who mean something to me. I'm a private person. Nobody need to know. I don't want to put it on social media. I don't want to. I want to just come over. I want to just come over late at night. I don't want to go out in public. If we get something to eat, then we'll go pick it up and go back to the crib. I'm tired. I'm just saying. And what I tell people is, again, I tell somebody, hey, the truth is, no, I want to go out. I don't want to be in the house. I don't want to be that. And see, what it is y'all, here's the biggest problem, is when people accept less than what they want, then what happens is they don't create a standard in their own life, so the other person is not going to value one with the standard. What's going to ultimately always happen The man will devalue the person who does not create a standard. You don't have to be masculine. You don't have to say it in a disrespectful way to stand up for yourself. You don't have to. Matter of fact, there's way more power in telling a person, you know what the truth is? I've got to have a standard for myself. That's important for me. And if you have to go, I understand that. But I can't let no longer, allow you to come over at 11 o'clock at night. That's not going to happen. I'm sorry. And then they gonna be like, what's going on with you? You tripping. You tripping. We used to do it that way. And then you say, yeah, I have reflected on that. And that's not in alignment with who I am and who I want to be either. That's not in alignment with me any longer. Y'all, if he walks away, then he wasn't there for anything other than that anyway. So I'm just right now, I'm just giving y'all what it is. All right. Number 4, when men say things like, you don't know their friends, if he got a girlfriend, he said like, hey, that's just my home girl. She good. That's just my sister. Now, let me say this to y'all. A man can have somebody that he has a platonic relationship with the woman. He can. But if you don't know him, she ain't never been, introduce you to him now, and you're not in that relationship, you don't have any, you don't know anything about it, they don't know anything about you. Well, I'm gonna just say this to y'all. Is let's be smart. Let's be smart, y'all. Because what happens is if you don't know the person and she's just a friend, then introduce me. Now, if you're not in a committed relationship with him, y'all. Let me give y'all. Write this down. Let me give you some game. I want to give you some game. Everybody, write this down. Write this down. Okay. Here's the thing. If a man has not said that you are in a committed relationship with him, you aren't. You are not in a committed relationship with him. I'm going to say it again, and some of y'all ain't going to like it. If a man has not said that you're his woman, he has not said that you're in a committed relationship, he has not said it, then you are not in it. I'm just going to be honest. Because what happens is he might act like it. Sure. Now, you do watch his actions, yeah. But his actions need to line up with his words. And if he has never said it, you are not his woman. You are not his committed woman. Okay? I'm just saying. Y'all ain't got to believe Coach Ken. Coach Ken been doing this a long time. All right? And the truth is, if he ain't said it after 2.5 years, Rebecca, he ain't going to see it. It does not take a man that long. A man, when he knows what he desires. And let me say this. If y'all smashing, he sees you as a friend, he say you his home girl, you my girl. Wherever you are at 2.5 years is where you're going to be. That's where he doesn't see you as anything else. That's where he sees you as the role, whatever role that you're doing, that's the role you're in. Now, I'm not talking about in 3 weeks, y'all. I ain't talking about that. Somebody said 2.5 years. Now, if you want him to be committed to you in 3.5 weeks, that's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. He don't even know you in 2.5, 3 weeks. He don't know you. He doesn't know you in a month. Stop it, y'all. Stop this. But if you've been in a relationship a year and he don't know, then yeah, he already know. He does know. He doesn't see you like that. He just doesn't. Number 5, how you know a man cheating? Words he uses. He says he accuses you of cheating. Oh, yeah. When you got a man that accuses you constantly of cheating, then he's projecting. He's projecting onto you. And the truth is, he more than likely cheating on you. Listen, y'all, I'm not saying that any one of these is he's cheating. But if you look at 3 or 4, do you stacking 3 or 4 of these on top of each other? I don't know. It says, you skipping my comments. I'm Sheena Lynn. You skipping my comment tells me what I need. What's your comment? I got 4 platforms up. Sheena, what's your comment so I can answer your comment? She's talking about you skipping my comment. I don't skip nobody's comment, but I can't see everybody's comment. Give me your comment so I won't be skipping your comment because I don't know what you're talking about. I try to see. I got 4 platforms up at the same time. So I want to. So if I miss your comment, I'm not commenting on everybody's comment. I'm not. But some people say stuff that makes me comment. All right. So she said, scroll up. 22 people. Scroll up. What's your comment? You skipping my comment. What's your damn comment? Hold on. I seen a post where from a man saying that married men buy pussy. What are your thoughts? Is that your comment? She says, I've seen a post where married men buy pussy. What are your comments? What are your thoughts? Yes, they do. A lot of them do, not all of them, but a lot of men. But you want to know why, Sheena? You want to know why married men buy sex? You want to know why? Because it's just physical. They don't want any attachment. They want to be able to walk away when they want to walk away. Now, if a man is buying sex, that tells me something about that man. There's something deeper either going on in him with his self-worth, something, or he's that deprived of sex in his relationship that he either needs the connection or he needs the release. But there's a deeper thing going on where he has to buy sex. And maybe he's afraid, that he doesn't want to get connected emotionally with someone. So it's easier to just do that, to make it transactional. It's easier to make it transactional. But I wasn't avoiding it, Sheena. I just didn't see it. But I want to make sure that we got it. I got you, okay? All right. And it could be lacking in other areas. Could be. And it could be that the lady that he's with is not validating him. Y'all, there are a myriad of reasons why people cheat. We can't boil it down to just one thing. And y'all, let me say this to you, that nothing happens in a vacuum. And what I mean by that, nothing happens for no reason. There is a reason, y'all. And you might not like the reason. You might not understand the reason, but there is a reason. And so what I always do, even on the show, I always delve deeper into tell me why. Well, how did we get here? How did we get to this place? Yo, and let me say this. Now, this part that people ain't gonna like. Yes, you are not the cause of a person cheating. You're not. If you're in a relationship with a person. But it's never a one-way street. There are stimuli and catalysts to cause it. Now, I'm not saying it's right. Never saying it's right. But if you ain't paying somebody attention, you disregard their whole existence, and then you wonder why they go out and seek it from somewhere else. I'm just saying. I'm not saying it's right, but there is always a reason. Always. And the reason may not be what you think. I'm just saying. And last but not least, what men say or what men do when they're cheating. There's a whole bunch of things they do, like hide the phone and all of that. Okay. But when a man is constantly telling you what you're not doing, you don't never give me this. You don't never take care of kids. You don't never blank. You don't never, and attempts to make you feel less than. Now, granted, there may be some things that you're not doing. There's some things that he's not doing. But whenever the person gaslights you, makes you feel like that you're just never going to be good enough, you're never going to live up to it, then that person is more than likely setting up or cheating. Now, why did I bring you all the way here? I brought you here because do you know that I have a methodology? I have a methodology that I can teach you how to spot people that are cheating, how to avoid the wrong person, how to not get in the right relationship. Okay. How to not get in the wrong relationship. I'm sorry. Y'all, for those of you who had heard about my class, my Just Ask class, it's called, I did an 8-week master class. I started it last Sunday. Every single Sunday for 8 weeks, I'm teaching and you can join it. Even though you're a week behind, it's okay because we're going to send you the replay. But you join it. It's called Just Ask. How the right questions can reveal the right person or the right partner. And what I've done, y'all, it's my best-selling book. I teach people how to ask, how to vet, how to create a deeper conversation so that you can find the deeper person. If you're dating, now it shows you how to spot, how to find the person so that you don't go through this, how to use both sides of your brain, the logical and the emotional. If you're in a relationship already, it shows you how to reconnect with the person that you're with. It shows you how to create deep. If y'all ain't been connected in years, my class shows you. And let me tell you something. The class is only $10 a week, y'all. $10 a week. And I told my team is like $10 a week, coach. I said, because here's the thing. If I make it $10 a week, then the person says, okay, I can invest in myself. I can invest in myself. And then the person says, you know what? I can invest $10 a week. And if I don't learn, then fine. But you're going to learn something. I'm going to literally change your. Hey, I was just on a podcast before I got on here of a girl who joined my class. She wanted to interview me after the class. She was like, that week 1 was eye-opening. I can only imagine for the next 7 weeks. And if you're interested in joining the Just Ask class, here's what I want you to do. I want you, if you're on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, or Facebook, I want you to go up to my bio, go to my profile, click on my bio. You will see my link tree. And my link tree has all my links to my website, everything, books, all of that. But you will see it says Just Ask Masterclass. The first link. Click it and join, y'all. Click it if you want something different. For if you're on YouTube, let me do something. I'm gonna put the link in here. If you're on YouTube, I can do that. But everybody else, if you're on Facebook, if you're on Facebook, if you're on Instagram or TikTok, go up to my profile, click on my link tree. When you click on my link tree, you will see the Just Ask. You will see the Just Ask book. Now, the Just Ask Masterclass. If you are on YouTube, I'm about to put the link right here. If you're on YouTube, I'm about to put the link right here. Somebody says, not sure, Dre. I'm as confused as you are. Okay. Hold on. It says if one has never connected, what's the loss? There is no loss. If you ain't never connected, there is no loss, Dre. I don't get it. If you ain't never connected, there is no loss. But if you have connected in a relationship, but you've lost the connection, you guys are no longer talking. You used to talk about deep things, and now you're not. If you believe, if you want to reconnect, join the 8-week Just Ask Masterclass. If you are dating, you don't see it, Queen, go up to my bio, go up to my profile, Queen, and click on my link tree. Click on my link tree. Now, if you don't see it still, email me at coachkencanion@gmail.com. Coach Ken Canyon, my name, Coach Ken Canyon @gmail, and I will send you the link to join my 8-week masterclass. Y'all, if some of y'all, here's the thing, y'all, ain't you tired of picking the wrong person? Aren't you tired of picking the same people? Here's what I'm going to say. You can't get right on wrong information. Insanity is doing the same thing and expecting different results. And y'all, if $10 a week, I made it at $10 a week, doesn't say, you know what, I can rest them. I can set aside an hour a week to focus on me, an hour a week to focus on what I need in my life so that I don't keep getting these same results. But for those of you who are ready, click on the link, go to my profile, click on the link, click on my profile, click on my link tree, and then and on my link tree, you'll see where it says just ask, how the right questions can reveal the right partner, right? I'm gonna teach you how to use both parts of your brain. It's a lot, y'all, but that's why I gotta teach it in 8 weeks, and you will never be the same. Until then, hopefully y'all will join me. I think I'll be on tonight. I'm gonna come tomorrow night with another lesson. Y'all, I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all so much. Y'all be good. Peace.